So do they not have shows like this in New York?
Not enough of them.
New York City?
What's going on, guys? I'm Josh. I just got back from a very long road trip from New York City to Texas and back, and today I want to talk about one of the most interesting events that I photographed while I was out there, the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo. Now, I shot so much behind the scenes POV footage, so I'm going to overlay some commentary breaking down all of my techniques that I used to shoot all of the candid photojournalism, all of the portraits, and all of the action shots that I took throughout the event. But first, I want to talk a little bit about the angle with which I was photographing from. I walked into this event completely blind, no real plan, but I immediately picked up on the fact that the stock show is full of coming of age stories, and they are all absolutely fascinating. You have all these kids who've been raising livestock for years on end to bring them to the stock show. So there's a test of independence and responsibility, there is money and pride on the line, and more importantly, you have strong emotions from big victories and big losses. You have boredom and comfort from days of repetitive tasks, prepping these animals for the show. And most importantly, you have characters. So I was looking for all the bizarre, strange moments and all the strangely normal moments too. And with that being said, let's get this video going.
Hey, congratulations.
No better way to start a video than with a crying girl and a drooling animal. Now, when you shot enough street and enough events, you get a feeling sometimes where there's just an energy in the air, and you know that that is the place you want to linger and just wait and see what happens. And this was definitely one of those moments. This one's a bit of a throwaway photo. It just felt like I was in a prison walking through these long aisles, and the way that the owners bring out their animals definitely feels a bit like a guard carrying a prisoner. So I wanted to capture a photo of that. Nothing too special here.
Hey, how's it going, man?
I noticed there's a lot of waiting people have to do, so I had a lot of fun trying to capture this boredom, and that's what I did right here. Now let's talk about a very classic misdirection technique I used right here. I wanted a candid photo of this guy who spends his day cleaning up animal feces. It's not a glorious job, and he looked surprisingly tranquil. So what I did is actually set the camera up and made it look like I was about to shoot something that was right next to him, followed that animal's movement as it walked past the guy,
how's it going,
and then
man?
shot the photo of the guy.
Oh, you're good. I like you doing your thing. Have a good one.
So the first shot, he doesn't notice me, it's candid. The next shot, I capture that moment when he realizes he's having his photo taken. And also, if there's an adverse reaction afterward, those 3 moments, and oftentimes one of those 3 will stand out as the stronger photo. Sometimes people notice your camera way before you have the chance to set yourself up for something like this, which happened with the next portrait I shot of another sanitation guy. So I just asked him for a portrait straight up, and I took this photo. Very simple, nice guy. We had a lot of fun joking about animal poop.
What's his name?
Creed?
Oh, it's a beautiful cafe out here.
Thank you. And that's my daughter Frances.
How old is this?
18 months.
Huge.
Now there's $165,000 on this road down to the end.
Really? It's that beautiful.
Well, I don't know if he's that beautiful or if the buyer was just stupid.
Maybe a bit of both.
Right. So are you from down here in Fort Worth?
No, I live in New York.
So do they not have shows like this in New York?
Not enough of them.
New York City? That's a commercial, remember?
Do you mind if I shoot some portraits of you guys?
No, go ahead.
Christina, can I take your photo? I think you have beautiful hair. If you could just stand here in the center and just do your thing, look like the beautiful calf mother that you are. Awesome, thank you very much. Hey, have a good one, guys.
Next off, let's talk about Cleet and his family and the opportunity that comes from shooting photos you don't actually want to be shooting. So if someone is friendly, as this whole family was here, take a couple simple portraits and email them. I didn't really want to take their portraits. I didn't think they were going to be that great photos. However, there is incredible value to getting to talk to a local. They're going to have great tips. They're going to maybe introduce you to people. And even if they don't give you any of that, just being a part of the room and being welcomed. As a very obvious stranger, having a family that's part of it, talk to you for a while, buys you some social capital. It makes other people around you trust you more. So it's a great opportunity Now I want to talk about the value of telling white lies to your subjects. So these kids, when they saw me walk outside with the camera, they immediately asked if I was going to take their photo, and I told them no. The reason being, I thought that I might, but I didn't want to make them act unnatural. When people realize they're having their photo taken, they get very posy and awkward, and I didn't want that to happen. So I hung back for a minute, gave them a little bit of space. So then, as soon as one of the kids lied down, looking perfectly in unison with all the laying down animals, I went in, shot the photo, and I admitted to the kids that I had, in fact, shot their photo.
Alright, yeah, now I'm actually photographing you. No, it's good. Lying down like the cows, it's good to relate to them. Take it easy, guys.
Quick note, this only works because it was a non-hostile and playful question when the kids asked me if I was going to take their photo. If someone truly doesn't want their photo taken, this is a bad idea. I wouldn't lie to these folks because you can anger them even more. I also want to remind you I had a media pass, which is quite a legitimizer here.
Morning, guys. How's it going?
For the next couple scenes, you're going to see the same technique, and that is when I shoot a candid photo and then I immediately say hi to the person as I shoot that photo. The timing is so close that people don't feel like they're having a photo taken without their permission or in a sneaky way, but you are catching them in a very candid manner. This is one of the most friendly ways to take a candid photo of someone possible, so I do this a bunch. I like to start far away and slowly work my way closer. When they notice me, I'll go in, shake some hands, maybe take a couple close-ups.
Excuse me, sir. Could I take your picture? You got a beautiful beard, and you're catching in the light really nice right now, looking really dramatic. Get one more real quick. You think it's safe if I step here?
He does kick.
All right, real quick. Hey, thank you very much, sir. Have a good one. I'm Josh, by the way. How's it going, guys? You look great out here, guys. Look how great they look over here. Hey, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
I told him I don't smoke.
Whatever.
Well, look.
Oh my God, you're not supposed to be smoking more.
I drink 12 beers.
That'll do it.
Calm down.
Just so you can see what I'm working with here.
He has a picture.
Yeah,
You look great here.
it's a light.
One black and metal.
Beautiful light, beautiful hats.
Hey, Mark, he didn't get no smoke picture.
All right, good.
No, well, it was nice.
You're the man. You're
Hey,
the man.
take it easy, guys. Have a good one.
In these photos here, the composition was fun and the lighting was super harsh and interesting. Unfortunately, the moment didn't quite pan out, so nothing interesting enough happened to make these really great images, but we have some okay, nicely composed shots here.
How's it going, man?
That's a good one.
Doing some technical work here, huh?
I need that for my screensaver.
Yeah, I'll send it to you if you'd like.
Try not to get me a double chin or anything.
Oh, I can Photoshop out, no worries. Here, you got a email I could take?
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Next off, we have a very simple photo of a girl putting on her sash, getting ready for a showing, and I used the bars just as a framing element. It's a pretty simple photo. Now you'll notice in this shot I did not interrupt her. I let her do her thing. The reason being, this felt like a very intimate, focused moment, and it felt earnest, so I didn't want to come in the way of that. So sometimes it is best just to remain unnoticed and move on. If she had noticed me, of course, I would have said hi to her and offered her the photo. So at this point, I want to show you some of the photos that I shot that didn't actually come with behind the scenes footage because I wasn't running the camera every second of the day. And sometimes these moments were really, really quick. Girls with their animals, very simple. This kid had a noose around his neck, which is kind of fun in a horrifying way. Just a lot of very intimate photos of kids with their animals looking prideful and a kid falling out of a chair. A lot of fun stuff here. A lot of just good, earnest moments. This right here is one of my favorite photo sets of the entire day. So I was photographing this girl just looking bored as anything while all the animals were walking past her, and then I noticed this bull was acting up. And unfortunately, I don't have the POV footage of the actual moment because I did not expect anything to happen, but this bull was acting up, it was getting angry, the kid was having a hard time controlling it, and then it just let loose. And this kid tried desperately to hold on, he got dragged and thrown, and I caught the entire thing using high-speed continuous shooting on my camera, and I'm so glad I did. So actually, as soon as I shot these photos, I'm like, okay, that was incredible. I gotta go find this guy and offer him these photos. So I do have that moment for you here.
Hey man, is he all tied up? Can I show you a photo you might like? I actually got the shot of you when you fell over.
Oh, wow.
So there's this. Here we go.
Both those are quality shots.
Thanks, man.
Look, I'm going to tell you what you just talked to.
Do you want me to send them to you?
That'll be fine, thank you.
All right, take it easy.
This is just a fun little moment, and I followed this guy for 20 feet, just waiting for a good background for the shot, and as soon as he passed by this garage door, I figured that was a nice framing element. Very simple photo, nothing too spectacular here. Next up, I want to talk about photographing kids. This can be a gray area. A lot of parents are very protective of their kids, and if you do this in a wrong way, it can seem incredibly creepy and threatening. So one of the best ways I've found to do this is if the parents are nearby, check in with the parents. And this can be as simple as just smiling and saying hi to them, making a joke, just something to acknowledge that you know they're there, you're comfortable doing what you're doing, and you're confirming that they're comfortable with it as well. So here you'll see me sharing a laugh with these parents about what the kid's doing, getting that non-verbal confirmation that it's okay that I continue to shoot these photos.
Next time he's gonna get it.
One of the best parts of this technique is once you've made that connection with the parents and established that they're cool with what you're doing, you now have license to stay for much longer, post up, and shoot even closer to the kid than you normally would. So I highly recommend this. It's really just basic social protocol for a lot of these moments, but it goes a long way.
Have a good one, guys.
Next up, we have the rabbit section, and while I'm not incredibly stoked in any of these photos, I love how everyone in this shot looks like such a rabbit owner. You can really tell. Lastly, just a couple miscellaneous photos from the stock show that I didn't quite have a spot for in this video. This wheelchair was the coolest thing ever. And finally, I actually did sneak into the rodeo with my media pass. It was not supposed to get me into the rodeo, but because sometimes security doesn't exactly know the rules, you can confidently push them just a little bit. So I snuck into the rodeo and wanted to see how far I could take it, so I did manage to get downstairs under the actual rodeo where they keep all of the animals, which was super neat. I shot a couple simple photos of the performers. I shot some slow shutters, I think at 1/15 of a second to get some nice motion blur by panning the camera, and I have a tutorial for that, link right over here if you're curious. I think my favorite photo of the night is of all of the cowboys' legs lined up, just watching their friends go. That was a cool one. I was happy to be under the pit, shooting from a perspective you very rarely would see at a rodeo. I had a phenomenal time shooting this event, met some incredibly friendly people, and took some photos that I'm proud of. And these are some of my favorite shots from the entire 2 days. Check out my Monster Jam video where I did pretty much the same thing here but with monster trucks. Link in the top left-hand corner over here. Subscribe for more videos, check out my Instagram for more photos, and leave a comment letting me know what event I should photograph next because I always love to shoot some weird events. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you eventually.